Hello, I'm Ron Nutter, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. This time, we're going to start a new series or sub-series, however you want to talk about it, within this channel, and it's still going to be on the smart home stuff, but I'm going to show you how to be in control of your own smart home and not have to use all the different control apps from all the different vendors to do it. And that starts now. When I started this journey, well, it's been a little over a year since I started doing these videos. And thank you so much to everyone who's been with me on this journey. It's been very interesting. And you're going to notice some change from time to time. I'm going to be getting some new studio gear in. I'm trying to have a more uniform audio because I haven't really been happy with what I've seen, and then I found I had something I already had was going to do the trick. Anyway, I digress. The biggest challenge that I've seen, and if you've done, depending on how much smart home technology implementation you've done, you've noticed everybody's got their own control app. Well, I understand why they did it, but after a while it kind of gets on your nerves. And this is where I found out recently about something called Hubitat. And this is, okay, let me get back up here a little bit, not too close to the camera. This is something that has a lot of potential. And I've been running it for about, close to a week now, and I have been impressed. And I'm not going to do a fancy unboxing, but here's kind of what you're getting into. Something smaller than a hockey puck. This is the Hubitat Hub. Now, depending on what you're doing, you have the option of getting just this, which at that point you'll only be able to talk with Ethernet-based or cloud-based systems to control your smart devices. Or, for just a little bit more, you can get, I'll turn it this way so the writing's upright. You can get this stick, which has both Z-Wave and Zigbee in it. And all I did is I took this, and you see it's got a black insert to it, black metal piece to it, and it's got two different ports here on the side. Well, I just made it a command decision. Doesn't work that way, so it has to go that way where the writing is actually upside down. Would be nice if they could have it so the writing would be up, but hey, I'm not complaining. And this is all it takes to get started. Now let me show you, and it's very short, how to get up running, and this is how short it is. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get the process started for setting up our Hubitat. And let's go to portal.hubitat.com. And immediately it's going to prompt us to log in. Now, if you haven't already created an account, you'll just go down here, set up an account. As you can see, I've already got one set up, so I'll just click sign in. If you have more than one SSID or wireless network, you need to make sure that you're on the same network if you're doing if your laptop or computer is wireless. Now, at this point, the Hubitat is wired in direct, so that's one reason you've got to be on the same network. So it already sees the hub there, and we'll click on Register Hub, and it's going to download the latest version. So that shouldn't take but just a minute here. And as you can tell, there's the IP address for my Hubitat. Now, at this point, we'll see once we get into the interface, I probably will go ahead and set up a DHCP reservation on my router just so that it always comes up with the same address. Okay, so we'll click on Get Started and agree to terms of service. And we'll go through the tutorial here just to kind of get familiar with things. Okay, Zigbee and Z-Wave, and this is something early on I'll be concentrating on, mostly Zigbee and Z-Wave devices. And we can connect to third-party items like it shows here with, the Amazon, Madame A, Google Assistant, and IFT. But keep in mind, when you do that, you're now going to have a connection onto the internet. So that may be something to think about. And there's all sorts of things. You can see here what it's capable of doing. And we'll click Next. And as you see it, really, that's all there is to it. I didn't read a manual. Went briefly to the website, but it really, I wish more products could be like this, because the folks at Hubitat deserve some serious kudos. They did this one right. It's simple. You don't have to have an advanced degree to get this up and running. Now, here's the thing that I've noticed, and I've set it up with 3 different smart bulbs. I found a heck of a bargain for some smart outlets. And if you've got an IKEA store near you, that is a very affordable way to do it. Now, their stuff supports, they try to tell you got to buy their hub. Trust me, you don't. I found one of their bulbs was like $12.95. And you look for the little wireless symbol, and I'll be showing you these in the coming days, because I'm actually going to probably move Hubitat into the studio and control my lighting with that, so I don't have to turn this one and then turn this one on off, and just try to make things a little simpler. Basically, the setup is you plug in whatever Z-Wave or Zigbee device, and I'm going to start with those first, and here's why. This little device has got a lot of potential. Say you've got a vacation home or a weekend home, and you don't want to have internet there if you can even get it, and it's one less bill you have to worry about. You can have these if you go with all Zigbee or Z-Wave devices. This can be the control center. So really, it makes it a very attractive situation. I found bulbs. Well, I've tried Cree. I've got the stuff from IKEA, and I was surprised at how well that went through. And then I've also got, I forget what the other one is, Single LED. I'm going to be showing you those in the coming days and how easy these are to set up. Now, the reason I didn't bring it to you in this video is I wanted to kind of help you get your head start wrapped around this, because this has a lot of potential. You don't use the manufacturer's programs to set up those devices. You go through a menu process in here, and we'll be going through that more in the coming few days, where we start setting up the different devices. Now, this is not to say that you can't link this to, got one right over here, to Madame A, to Google Assistant. That's an option. Now, at that point, the trade-off is you're now going to a cloud-based system. Now, you can still do this, but it's totally your decision. If you need to have a totally off-the-grid install, you can do that with Hubitat. Because once you've got you'd have to first set it up with an internet connection so it gets its latest firmware. But past that point, you don't have to have an internet connection. So this makes it ideal for a vacation home, a weekend home. Heck, even if you're going to take this with you while you're traveling. And I've got some travels coming up here over the next few months. And this is why I'm kicking the tires on this one right now, because I can now have the ability to turn on a light before I get into the room. To who knows what I'm going to do. But at this point, this has really gotten my attention, because that was the disadvantage, is all the other systems that I saw. And granted, I've been working with Home Assistant some, but this is basically an off-the-shelf solution. You don't have to worry about an update doing some damage. At least so far, I've not seen a problem. With Home Assistant, they did an update that broke several things on me, and that's why you haven't seen me talk about that for a while. I'm trying to get that one back up and running, and it was a matter of some documentation had changed, and I didn't catch that. But this is something that is, like I said, you take it out of the box, you plug it in, you've seen the video setup. It's very straightforward, and that's refreshing with this kind of technology. Anybody can take this to get it up and running. I would suggest doing a DHCP reservation on your router. This does not have wireless. It does have a second USB slot. Not sure why you would need that at this point. It's got a memory slot. It's got infrared, some sort of two different video inputs or outputs. It looks like it's got HDMI and AV, which would be like for your older composite TVs. Those are not usable at this point. And you've got your wired Ethernet, and then you've got the power. And so really I'm going to be looking at setting up kind of a travel case for this and the smart home things I want to take with me, because I'm looking at all sorts of potential for this. How many times have you been in a hotel room and you come to find that a pipe bursts during the night, which could happen? I'm looking at having a reasonable facsimile of what you would have at home. Say you're sound asleep and somebody has a key to the door. I've had that happen. So this way you could have an alarm go off that would wake you up, startle them. I'm not saying people are out to get you. No, please don't take it that way. But there's the potential you could have this be a safety system for you. You could have it be on the lookout for if, say, water comes through from, say, the room above you, and you could have some warning there that there might be a problem. There's reasonable precautions, and this is everything that you could hope for. So it has the potential. So we've got a long journey ahead of us, because I'm reaching out to several companies to see about what devices I can get for them, because I want to show you as much of the possibilities we can and us go through this whole process and just see what it's like. So that's, I've got links to it in the description. You go directly to Hubitat for this. It was available on Amazon. It's not right now for some reason, and that's certainly within Hubitat's decision, because you do have to pay Amazon a commission for doing anything. So really, this is, for right now, it's $100, and the link is in there. I don't make anything on it, but I want you to get the best deal you can. And all I can say is, I know I keep saying it's got a lot of potential, and it does. So if there's anything you'd like to see me try, I mean, I've got 3 different kinds of bulbs. I've got at least 1 outlet set. Like I said, IKEA has got a great deal. And I don't know if they realize what they've got. The outlets are like $10 a piece. The bulb was like $12.95. So there's all options are on the table. So start looking at this. Let me know what you think, and we'll just take it one day at a time. So thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Each video is also available as a podcast through Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I keep wanting to say iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, you name it, I've got it there. And you can also get it through a flash briefing on Madame A. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon.